Hey everyone, this is Kevin from thechesswebsite.com, and today we're going to be going over important things to consider anytime you approach a chess game, anytime you approach a chess position, and it's your move, or even if your opponent's move, things you need to be thinking about in the back of your head. A lot of times I hear people ask, hey Kevin, how many moves do you think ahead? Or how many moves should I think ahead? Or, really what should I be thinking about every time it's my move? Because so many times people are one-track minded as far as what they should be thinking about. And so I wanted to really talk about, as far as any chess player, if they want to be successful at chess, some things that they always need to be thinking about in their chess game. The first thing is, what's your plan? You need to have a specific plan. You shouldn't just be moving your pieces sporadically around the board. You should have a definite plan. Is that to control an outpost on the king side and to attack your opponent? Are you looking to develop all your pieces onto the queen side for a queen side attack? Are you looking to sacrifice and penetrate on the king side so you have a nice little checkmate? What is your plan? Second, you need to be thinking about what is your opponent's plan. So many players never really think about what my opponent is doing. They're really just focused on their plan. If you can think about what your opponent's doing, not only can you then start to incorporate that into your own plan, but then you can really start to minimize and take away some of what they're trying to do. And one of the best ways to win a chess game is to take away what your opponent is trying to do to you. The next thing is to think about what your opponent's immediate threats are. So many times we have a specific plan that we're trying to enforce on our opponent, and if we don't just look at just the immediate, now don't even try to sometimes get too deep as far as a 3 or 4 or 5 move that they've studied for years and years, but just think about the immediate threats. Do they have an immediate checkmate? Do they have an immediate fork? Do they have an immediate attack that they have on your queen, that they could pin your queen down to the king? Just be looking at the immediate threats. Also be looking for different weaknesses that you or your opponent have. Do you have hanging pawns? Do you have a pawn structure that is not safe? Does your opponent have a weak king side safety? Does he have an outpost that you can really take a part of? And the last thing you want to think about is, right before you move, so many times people will look at a variation and they'll think of 3 or 4 different moves, and then at the end they'll just kind of tell themselves, none of those, and then they'll just kind of sporadically just make a move without really thinking about it. And that's probably the worst thing you can do. Anytime right before you're going to make a chess move, think about that move for just a second and then see, is this a blunder? Because most of the times if you lose a chess game, you're either going to lose for one or two reasons. One, you just played someone who is a lot better as far as their tactical mind. They could think a lot deeper than you can. Their strategy was a little bit deeper. You're just not going to beat them anyway. Or two, it's because you just played someone and you made a huge blunder. Maybe you gave up a piece. Maybe you gave up a major piece. Maybe you moved your queen, and then all of a sudden you realized, oh, wow, they can fork my queen right away and win that piece. So the worst thing you can do is to blunder away a piece. So anytime, it'll save you so many games if right before you move your piece, if you think in your head, can that piece be taken right away? Do they have any immediate threats that can take that piece? Am I blundering right away? So these are some of the things that you want to think about anytime you approach a position in chess game. If you think about these 4 or 5 things, you will be so much better off in your chess game, instead of approaching a chess position or a chess game and thinking, I'm just going to move my pieces here and there. If I have an immediate attack, I'll do that. I'm not really thinking about what my opponent's doing, and I sure as heck am not thinking about what his plan is for the game. So really start to think about all these. The more you do, the better it'll come. The faster you'll be thinking on your feet, and you won't have to think too long about it. But definitely start to incorporate this into your own chess game.